I saw this video on my feed and I was a little curious on what this was about. It looks interesting. Now, this is the reason why I wanted to watch this originally was because I saw this. I think it might have been on Instagram. And, you know, I'm just going to say I like what I saw. I like what I saw. Come to find out that it's, I don't think that's them. So I was like, wait a minute, somebody made a video on this. So if you're wondering where we found this one, I found this one on fucking Instagram. I think it was either Instagram or fucking Twitter. I can't fucking remember.
Actually in hell.
See, okay. The way she's fucking doing that makes me feel like that it actually isn't her then.
My name is Sydney, welcome back to hell. And as per usual, before we launch in, today's video is sponsored by PDS Debt. So
that's a new one. Listen. We do a decent amount of reacts. I haven't heard about this one yet. See, I feel like I've never done like a, I guess a sponsor for anything. I guess Gamer Subs would be like the only thing that I kind of have, but like, that's not when I put on my videos or anything. So it's like, you know, eventually I'll have knowledge over everything. Either that or chat just gonna tell me. Chat usually just, you know, you guys tell me everything. So thanks for that. Listen, you're helping this old boomer that knows nothing. So I appreciate you. Thank you.
I have once again been on the internet and have found some things that I wish I could delete from my memory. And because I am in fact your mama bird, I am going to once again vomit this terrible...
That's how I feel about you guys. I feel like I'm like your mama bird. And I just vomit content at you. It's not good content, but you're gonna eat it anyway. I feel like it's like how my family, like when I grew up, you're like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you had a choice. You're gonna eat this food or you're gonna eat nothing. You're gonna eat this food or you're gonna eat nothing.
Information into your faces. You know, I'm just feeding my little baby birds, which is all of you. I honestly
Hey chat,
feel a little...
what if I started seeing you guys as like baby birds? You know, here's the thing. I don't do a lot of VTuber tropes, just not really my like thing. But like, I do know that a lot of people have like, they call their chat something. They're like, oh, these are my, you know, my birds or my shitheads. Like, okay, well, you guys would be like my shitheads. You guys are my mistakes. Oh, that's a good one. You guys can be my mistakes. That's what my father told me. So, and that was with love. So surely I can say the same to you. Would you like that? Perfect, because you didn't really have a choice. I love you.
For anybody who's new here, and this might be the first video that they're watching, and it's me.
It is my first video. Hello, that is me.
Their mouth. So it's a bird reference. It's a bird. I'm the mama bird. You're the baby bird.
You have similar humor to me. That's all I gotta say. I'm just like, hey chat, I feel like I have to explain the joke. Sometimes I'm like, hey, by the way, that was supposed to be funny. You can laugh now. You guys never do. You just look at me as if like, why am I here? And I ask you this each time, and you guys always show up. I don't get it.
And the vomit
Appreciate it though.
It's news vomit. So I made a video very recently where I expressed the opinion that spicy content, particularly that which is posted on OF, is only going to get more and more extreme and psychotic as time wears on. Exactly.
Okay, well, that goes for pretty much anything. You can say that for like the streaming sphere. You can say that about the VTubing sphere with that. Like every day I feel like I see something a little bit different. Sometimes good, sometimes not so good. A lot of the times it leads into the not so good forms, but like what I've seen, what people will do just to get noticed a little bit, it is crazy. It is crazy. Like I can't tell. Oh, and the crazy part is this. Like I've seen it for a lot of content creators clearly because they want to be out there, yada, yada. But like, oh, actually, did my head just die? Oh, that's the perfect time. That's the perfect time for the head tracking to die. It's right during the video. That is fantastic. You love to see it. So hold on, bear with me. If you can't tell already, we have a brand new model. I got a brand new model, so things have been good, but apparently they want to be a little bit different right now. I have no idea why. Right during a video, which is fantastic. You gotta love tech. You gotta love tech. I love it so much. Sometimes, you know, I'd like it to actually work. That would be great, but hey, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna fucking do? Well, yes, this is my new model, and like I said, we've been doing a to be honest with you, doing reacts whenever we've been streaming for 8 days straight, this computer is probably on fire. However, you're going to do what I want. You're going to do what I want and you're going to like it. You're going to fucking like it. Anyway.
Once again, OF.
Oh yeah, I remember what I was going to say. Sorry about that. That thing just confused the shit out of me. Okay, so what I was trying to say was I've even seen people that aren't even content creators say and do wild things just to get some clicks. And I think to myself, it reminds me of my kids where like they'll want like attention. It's like, mom, give me attention. They'll do wild things for attention, but like it's on the internet and they're like 30 something. And they're like 30 something. It's like they need that kind of fucking like approval, and they're not even content creators. They're not even content creators. So like it's an interesting world, all right? Like, I mean, I know there's man babies and I know there's fucking crazy bitches out there. I am one, but like sometimes people do some wild shit that I'm like, wow, I would have never have thought someone would have fucking done that. Like, I don't know, people are just fucking wild.
You know what I mean?
It's like they have no filter, no more. It's like they just do not care.
And that belief is being proved right over and over again. The last time I talked about this, I used the example of mattress actress Lily Phillips and Bonnie Blue being locked in a competition of sorts to one-up the other. And Bonnie Blue was trying to play hide the sausage with teenage boys.
I'm gonna be sleeping with.
All I gotta say is this. Because I hear it a lot with like, you know, I hear it a lot with like guys and stuff, but girls do it too. But like my big thing is this, like y'all can't just date like you can date younger, but like that young? My big thing is this. I don't like to get, okay, my thing when I'm looking for someone when I was 4 years ago, but even like if I ever went dating again, I want to find somebody that is like a little bit more mature. Somebody that is like, I don't know, kind of funny, you know, a little silly, you know, somebody that I can vibe with, and also like somebody that's not like gonna get jealous every 2 fucking seconds. And I say this because most of the time when you're like, even if you're just fucking, like, you're gonna want to talk with this person again, and they're probably fucking annoying as shit to talk to. They're immature. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, why do you want that? Why do you want that? You can date younger, but why do you gotta date someone in high school? That's what I'm saying. In high school. That's usually underage, high school. It just like, it blows my mind. It blows my mind. Like, I don't get it. I am convinced, chat, that there is like, there is a force out there where like once you start getting like famous or you start becoming like a big entertainer or something, it's almost like you have to now. Because you always hear people fucking talking about like, oh yeah, I got caught with a kid or something. I'm like, why? It's just like, well, my life's looking good right now. It's time to fuck it up. I think I seen like a TikTok. I seen a TikTok where someone was joking about that, and I was like, you know, it is supposed to be a joke, but like the amount of times that you see it blows my mind. I don't know. Maybe I'm like, I see it so much that I almost want to say that saying that is a hot take. I feel like it shouldn't be a hot take. Maybe as a mom, I don't want to see my kids like date somebody that's like 40. Like, I don't know. And they're like 16. Just, I mean, you know, stay in high school. Stay in high school.
Come and get me on my knees and let me celebrate you getting into uni, boys.
I don't like this. Why are we this way?
Listen, I have the same question. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I've tried to block it out. Actually, our friend Lily Phillips has gone viral again.
But the worst part though, like I'm actually thinking about that, what is it? The South Park episode is like an old one with like, was it Kyle's brother and stuff? Like a lot of people, like when it's a woman, they'll be like, nice. But like, I hate that shit from both ends. I just don't get it. I don't get where the appeal comes from. I mean, maybe I'm looking for something different. Maybe I'm looking for something different. A lot of people is like, oh, I want a young buck. But like, you can also date someone that's I think 18 is a little young, but technically 18 is legal still. They just barely got out of high school. Is that not good enough for you? Like, I don't know.
Couple weeks for saying she started.
I don't mind dating someone younger, but like that's so young. Like I'm 32, so if I started dating someone like 19 or something, that would just be awkward. We have two different lives.
I think you should be
two different lives
from that age. I do believe that, because that's when you start to think about things like that.
But learning
maybe not
via
learning
pornography?
Yeah, maybe not learning from pornography, but I do think understanding it more from that age would be helpful.
That's gonna be a no from me there, champ.
I was about to say,
Although
yeah,
I can't
same
say
way.
that I'm so surprised to hear this from the woman who recently did the backdoor challenge. I did tell you guys this is the Hell Gondola, and we are in fact on it. Or in it.
It's funny. Hold on. I was reading chat and someone said my immersion. Okay, hear me out. I did date somebody once that was like, I think like 6 or 7 years younger than me, and like maybe it was just that person. So like it's not saying I would never like date younger. I just don't date at all. I just don't date at all. Listen. When I say I'm a virgin for 4 years, I meant that shit, all right? After that, the divorce said no more. At least not for now, anyway. But anyway, you made me laugh.
You're one of the people who thinks it's the suspended air version. Anyway, it's very clear for all to see that there is an acceleration in the amount of spicy content being posted online.
Agreed.
And like I've already mentioned previously, in this quest to carve out more market share on these spicy platforms, the type of content being made and posted is only getting more and more extreme. But
I agree. And my take on spicy content is like this. It's not really for me. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if you do it, that's great. Actually, I have a couple of friends that are like really into like the Fansly and the OnlyFans stuff. And like, I'm rooting for them. That's what they do. That makes their income. You make your money. But it's just really not for me, really, usually. However, there's other stuff I would like to do, maybe like voice acting stuff and maybe like do more of like adult voice acting stuff. I think that'd be kind of neat. But like, to be fair, that's just kind of just like my big thing with it. But I'm very open-minded. I'm open-minded with a lot of things. I like seeing my friends prosper. So if that's what you want to do, as long as you're putting your fucking heart into it, that's all that matters. The things that I don't like to see is when people just don't do anything. Like, they ain't got no job, they ain't got no ambitions. Like, that's the things that I'm like, nah, do something. I don't give a fuck what you do as long as you're doing something. Just don't kill nobody. Pretty much. Also, hi, Sita, how you doing?
it's also getting really specific, and it's being made in such a way that it targets specific adult interests, if you will. And as AI is getting better and more sophisticated, we have officially entered a very disturbing period of time. Like, more so than usual. I know we've been here
I
for
agree.
a while. In my
See,
recent
I listening to that, it brought up who was it? I think I just watched it yesterday or the day before. I think Moist Critical went over it. There was some teacher, some preschool teacher, that fucking was doing like adult content at the preschool, and like he just like did not care. And I was just thinking to myself, like, but the reason why he did it there was because the people that he was trying to sell stuff to were because they wanted you to be inside of a place where there are children. And I'm thinking to myself, like, holy fuck. Like, but that's the extremity. And like, I remember because he was talking about it and he was trying to justify it. I'm like, okay, you can't fucking, like, if I was a parent to that school, I'm like, oh, hell no. He did get fired, thank fucking goodness. But like, I'm like, don't be putting that shit around my kids. Don't be putting that shit around my motherfucking kids. That's kind of how I see it. However, my big thing was he was saying like he would post it anywhere. He would just do whatever because like, you know, he needed gratification to get like, because, you know, he was getting all these looks and likes and all the other stuff, and he was like more and more. It's like this urge for a lot of people to just be the top, and they feel like they got to go to the extreme to do it. But just like how I was saying earlier with like social media and like the streaming sphere, when people do these extremities, you may get up there for a second. Especially if it's bad extremities. Like, you know, like clearly people do wild and crazy things, or maybe they'll do new tech that's good. That's awesome. But like when it's something wild like drama or something there, a lot of times you may get up there for a little bit, but then you just come back down because people will fucking forget. Especially if it's a nothing burger. Like drama and all that other stuff, that's like a nothing burger. You know? You get a little bit of love for a little bit and then it's gone. And a lot of the time it's just gonna hurt your reputation anyway. So it's just like, for me, it's just a waste of time.
Of the internet, I came across this article from back in mid-March headlined, "People are using AI to create influencers with Down
by the way,
syndrome who sell
Jaya,
nudes."
we're going over that
this is
literally right after
happening,
this.
and
We're going over that right
no,
after this.
It's not a joke. But if nothing else, this is the complete encapsulation of what it means to live in 2025. I actually
We live
noticed
in a
this
crazy
happening.
time. We live in a crazy fucking time. We were talking about it yesterday, but like what people will do nowadays, it is ridiculous. Now, you can do like everything under the sun. I mean, look at what we're doing now. Like, how cool is that? So like, yes, there's ways to make money, you know, do your passions and your hobbies. And I think that's fantastic. But there's also a lot of other ways to do things that like I look at and I'm just like, you know, shame is now gone. Like, do you have no shame? That used to be a thing. Now, again, I do think that like you should go for your dreams and you should get out of your like your bubble. But like sometimes I feel like some people never had no motherfucking mom or dad telling them like, hey, maybe don't do that. Maybe don't do that. Have a little bit of self-respect. Now, the OnlyFans stuff, that's nothing. Like, I mean, you do that. Go for it. Go for it. We've had porn and other stuff since the dawn of time. So I don't care about that. But it's what you're doing. Like the story that I just like brought up. Like, would you really do that in front of a preschool? That's terrible. And when did your brain said that was cool? When did your brain say like, hey, I can do this? It's like something is missing in there.
So where these videos started popping up all over my Instagram feed, and I genuinely thought I was
just wanted to
going mad. Many of these accounts have thousands of followers and tons of interaction. Although I am guessing that the followers have been purchased.
I can at least appreciate what I saw.
So
that's a lot going on there.
Do with that information what you will. But the content being posted is hypersexualized with hypersexualized captions.
Always is.
And almost all of this is being linked back to explicit adult content websites. Now, admittedly, when I first started
my question
seeing these
is
videos
this.
myself,
well, the saying there's a market for everything is legitimately a thing. But how big of a market is there for this? I mean, I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before, really. But, like, how big of a market is there? Like, it makes you think. It makes you think. You're like, very? I guess, listen, maybe I'm just a fucking... maybe I've been out of the game for too long. But, like, yeah, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I like my adult stuff. And, you know, like, I mean, listen, I've been single for a while. So, like, you know, I've been around the block. I've seen some porn here and there. Here and there, but like, you know, my interests usually don't go down that route, maybe. I don't know. Hey, listen, you like what you like, but like, I'm just curious, you know, I'm curious. Gotta ask them questions.
But this was a filter because they're getting very, very, very good. But then I dug a little deeper and I found that, as the aforementioned article explains, this Down syndrome face, these features, are part of the general practice of stealing real people's content and replacing the faces with AI-generated faces.
And this is where I'm just like, why? Why? Because again, a market, sure. Like, if you're thinking business, like, I can see where you're like, okay, there's a market here. But I'm thinking to myself, like, what mindset do you got to have to be like, hey, you know what I'm going to do to make myself be a little bit different? I'm going to put a Down syndrome face on my fucking body. I'm just like, it makes you like I want to have a conversation with this person because I want to know how their brain thinks. Because clearly mine doesn't think like this. So, like, you're like a whole different being, and I have so many questions.
Like this video, for example, showing a sexualized.
Like I said, this is the clip that I saw that made me want to watch this.
This is the actual woman who made the original video. Or sometimes it just becomes AI inception because I think this one woman is not real. I think she's AI made. But then they've got...
Can I just say this, though? Can you believe that we live in a time that is a thing? Like that, you're like, hey, I need to check to make sure that you're a real person. I need to check to see if you're a real person. I'm like, holy fuck. We are getting close to the future now. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. AI kind of scares me sometimes. At the same time, I do think that AI has some good uses when it comes to like tools and stuff and yada, yada, yada. People are trying to profit and shit off that shit now. But like for me, it's like tools. You know, it's like there's so many cool tools that you can do with this and stuff like now. Like, if you didn't know, like, the model that we have here, originally we were just thinking of ideas. So we put like in a generator and we were trying to find ideas for outfits and stuff like that. We didn't sell nothing, but we were kind of just like, give me ideas for something. So you can ask Switch. Me and Switch, like about like 2 years ago, whenever we started making her, we used that and it was actually very helpful. However, some of the things that people are using AI for, like, It baffles me. It really does. I mean, but at the same time, though, our AI overlords will take over eventually, and there ain't nothing we gonna do about it.
Ahead and given her a Down syndrome appearance as well.
I just don't understand why.
This is bizarrely common. I just want to know who's
Wait,
captioning these
bizarrely
videos.
common? Bizarrely common. Well, it was the first time that I saw it, like maybe a couple days ago, but like bizarrely common. Maybe I'm just like not really that much of a sexual person. Like I was told that like we live in a gooner nation now. We live in a gooner nation now. Listen, I had to learn what the word gooner meant. I think it was last year. Last year somebody told me. Like back in the day, Chad, back in the day, you know, my old ass, I used to call my friends, oh, this is my goon squad, you know, like, you know, my posse. Now I can't say that without someone thinking that I'm gooning with somebody. And I'm like, oh, God fucking damn it. I'm telling you, y'all be ruining my shit. You be ruining my fucking words.
Peach booty is up. I don't know.
This made me laugh, though. I'm not going to lie. When I did see that, though, that made me laugh. I gave it the switch. I'm like, are you seeing this? That's wild. That's wild. People are wild.
That's what that means.
I love
to
the
me.
internet.
Down syndrome doesn't mean I can't give you what you want. Who is writing these?
That's what I'm saying. Who's writing this script? Like, oh, it's gonna be gold. I'm like,
the internet over the years, but this is just.
The first one was funny. The other one, I'm just like, you're trying to hit that market. I just don't get it.
I'm sure that there are a bunch of things that
what market?
would like to stop.
It's like the black market.
Personal lives, like debt, which is why today's video is sponsored by PDS Debt. Now,
teach me what this is now. Listen, chat, I will be fully knowledgeable for every sponsor that is on YouTube, so that if I ever do it one of these days, I'll know. I'll know. However, I don't know if I'll ever do it. Like, I'm thinking to myself, like, we've never really done sponsor stuff. I don't really think we need to, but like, you know, at least I get to learn. Usually I ask you guys, I'd be like, hey, what do you guys use? No, actually, now that I think about it, as she's talking about it,
loans, medical bills, they go beyond the
do you use any products or anything that people like advertise on like a YouTube video? Like, have you ever been like, you know what, I'll do it?
I genuinely do have quite a substantial amount in student loans.
Because the reason why I ask is because, like, I think of, like, you know how like Raid Shadow Legends will be like, hey, I want you to go ahead and do this for your stream or whatever. Like, hey, see if you can get people to sign up. But you already know that people just sign up, do it for their stream, which, by the way, you know, support your streamer if they're doing something. But like after that, you know damn well they don't play afterwards. So I almost want to say, at least for me, I feel like it'd be a waste of time. I feel like it'd be a waste of time. Like a waste of time and a waste of money. So maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, I know business on the outside, but it's not internet business. It's not like for video games and stuff. So it's like a whole different landscape. Just like how like streaming has its own kind of like landscape when it comes to like businesses. Completely different than like the real world.
Anyway, when I first started looking into this, I was fully convinced that I was just gonna dunk on some OF girls and then go on my merry way. But the longer
you
that
said
I
dunk on
them,
them,
the weirder all of this got and the more rabbit holes that I found, and I've just come to the conclusion that the internet is a mistake. As you can probably guess,
here's the thing. It is, but maybe I'm also a mistake because I fucking love it. I love it. You know, at the same time though, I didn't really start like messing with the internet and all of this stuff until 4 years ago. So maybe I'm just playing catch up. That's probably what it is. Chat, I'm gonna need you to keep your eyes in your head in this video, please. Thanks. Aren't we the mistakes? Hey, listen, takes one to know one. Takes one to know one, baby. Hey, just know in this stream, if I say something about y'all, it's because it's probably about me too. But you know what though? You gotta wear that shit with pride, baby. With pride.
The creation of these AI.
By the way, keep your eyes inside of your head, chat. My eyes are up here. Her eyes are up there too. Her eyes are up there fucking too, chat.
People have started making profiles that cater to really specific adult interests, if you know what I mean.
Exactly. Well, that's what I was telling you about that one guy, because it was some dude. It was some preschooler dude. And like, that's where he was like very specifically doing like bad stuff inside of a preschool toilet and stuff. And I was just like, what the fuck? And if I remember correctly, he would do stuff sometimes when there was classes too. So like he would take like a bathroom break and then do something. So like, but there are people that want that kind of stuff. I mean, fucking nasty ass like people. Don't do anything with fucking kids. Listen, I don't even think I need to be a mom to fucking say that. Like I am, and that shit really hits me thinking about my own kid stuff. But like, you know, just be normal, or at least normal enough where it's legal. Be normal enough to where it's legal. How about that? How about that? Be normal enough until it's legal.
Again,
put that on a
link
t-shirt and sell it.
Payment platforms like Patreon and this new one called Fan.
How is social media mistake if everyone's using it? Well, we're all mistakes then.
Some strict rules around using
but it is
AI
funny to
on
watch
its
though.
Platform. It bans deep fakes, doesn't allow purely AI generated.
You know what?
Content.
Going off of that though, like why I really like, especially when I see people like bickering and doing stupid shit, is that it gives me a very refreshing feeling where I look at somebody and I'm like, damn, at least I'm not that bad. At least I'm not that bad. God damn. Makes me feel good. Listen, it boosts up my self-esteem.
And you can't
I love that.
Real people and edit them without their permission. So once again, do with this information what you will. And as a bit of an aside, the AI-generated fetish content gets really specific and really weird. This account, for example, is full of completely AI-generated images of amputees because apparently that is an adult interest people have. I guess
I don't want to kink shame you, but like
self-reliant.
okay, listen, I don't want to kink shame you, but at the same time, I'm wondering where does that interest come from though? There must be a deep-seated problem, or it's rooted somewhere. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, something must have happened to be like, damn, that nub be looking kind of nice though. Because if that's the case, listen, I have a couple of military friends that like lost an arm and a leg, and they got the name for you. listen, I got their number.
To all of you who are missing limbs right now, apparently you're sitting on a bit of a gold mine. Lose an arm? Fields of diamonds. Even luckier for those of you with backwards facing feet. Okay, what am I looking at here? As expected,
Backwards face. Wait. You can't just listen. You can't just glance over that for a second and be like, okay, by the way, this foot is backwards.
With backwards facing feet.
I see it. I thought that just wasn't real. Cause like, and again, you can't tell sometimes. You can't tell sometimes because with all this AI shit, sometimes, I mean, because apparently you can have a full on video now of like somebody and you can't even tell sometimes. It's crazy to me. Crazy.
Okay, what am I looking at here? As expected, this particular Instagram account links to a payment platform and the subscription platform Patreon, where it has 500 subscribers. Here are the
500 subscribers. What the fuck? Wait. Again, I don't know a lot about. Okay. I have a Patreon, but like this is a little different. Is that $176 a month per person? Like per person? That's a real surgery type. Wait, as in like somebody asked for that? Wait, hold on. Actually, back up again. Just back it up. So somebody can ask for a surgery to have their foot backwards? Is there a reason for that? Other than maybe porn, apparently? Maybe I'm missing something? Maybe maybe I misread that. Maybe I misread that. No, that's their monthly. Oh, okay. I was about to say, because I thought about it too for a minute, because it's a very specific niche. So in my head, like, listen, I've ran businesses most of my life. So in my head, I'm like, I suppose you could do it that way and people are going to pay high dollar for something rare. That's why, certain animals are getting close to extinction, because people hunt for them because they want like rhinos and stuff and a few other things for like their rhino horns and shit. So a little off topic, but like pretty much the same thing. Okay, it's a birth defect. Well, I can see somebody like getting it fixed. Maybe I did misread it, but for some reason I thought someone said that they got a surgery to get it like that, not to fix it. Okay.
Their cute girl
Well, how
fantasies
common
brought
is it to
us
see a
by
foot
AI.
be flipped? I've
Perfect
never seen
English show
that.
notes.
I've been around the block.
29
I've never seen
people
it.
are paying for this, and I don't know what to do with that information. So obviously, it's not like people having
29
really
people.
obscure and specific and weird adult interests is even a new thing. What can I say?
Yeah.
We've all been picking on the feet people for long enough.
True. I give chat a lot of shit for that. You know, I've never seen more of an obsession for feet since I started streaming. I didn't even know that was a thing, really. Like I said, maybe I just lived under a rock for most of my life, and I'm starting to realize that maybe I did. I mean, I lived under that normie rock, so I've been around the block, but internet blocks, that's a whole different thing. It's like, hey, what are you doing on my street? What are you doing on my block? What are you doing on my block right now? I'm like, oh shit, my bad. I didn't know you were like that. I didn't know you were cool like that. No, but yeah, people are, okay, my stance is this. So even though sometimes I find some of this stuff a little odd, including like, you know, some feet stuff and whatever, my big thing is like, hey, as long as it's legal, I guess. You know, the kid stuff, not legal. What else is there? I mean, there's a lot. There's definitely a lot of stuff that's not legal. So as long as you're not hitting that, do what you want with your time. I'm not a kink shamer. I will judge you though. But at the same time, I'm not going to like be like, blasphemy. I'm like, hey, do what you want. As long as I don't fucking know, I don't give a fuck.
There was almost a reward for you all for being here, but then I realized that feet are hideous. When I was looking into this topic, I found entire Reddit threads
that true,
of
Rena?
OF women discussing how much money they make posting videos and images to the platform while pregnant.
I know that. Okay, so that one I know for a fact is actually common. That's a common one. And you want to know why? Chat, here's the thing. So you have something, or at least the gentleman here. So you have something inside built in yourself, you know, your DNA, where like when you see a pregnant woman, you see someone that you want to protect. And then when you're close to someone, you want to be there, you want to fuck. It's actually a thing. It like triggers your like, I don't know what the fuck it is for you guys. Your like primal instincts. That's what it is. Just like how for men and women, musk, not like stinky gamer musk, but like maybe like your boyfriend or something was like working outside or something, and like he comes back in, you clearly know he's clean, but like you smell a little bit of that, like, hey, he's been working. So like it turns you on a little bit. So I think that's more of like a primal thing. Did you say king shaming is my king? You wild for that. You wild for that.
There was even an article from 2022.
Yeah, it's like a
that
primal
discussed a young
like
British
response.
mother making almost $15,000 a month for posting videos of herself pumping breast milk. Someone even offered her $100,000 to breastfeed him. Just take
The first part I have seen. I mean, it's not really my thing, but the second part, that's when it's just like, of course, somebody has to just take it one step more. They're like, okay, so this is like getting a little bit higher to like the very specific kind of like kinks. And then you're like, hey, but what if? It's like, don't say what if. Don't take that extra step. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's like, but I just want to see. It's like, how bad do you want this?
To a whole new level. Some of
Seriously.
you might even remember a woman I discussed a while
Wait,
ago.
actually, hold on a minute. You know, I think some of my chat has like mommy issues. You wouldn't spend that much money, right, on like shit like that. You know, actually, maybe I won't ask you. Actually, never mind. I don't want to know the answer. I don't know the answer.
Kitty, who would make
Don't dot
spicy
me.
content
Don't fucking
and
dot me.
edit her face to look extremely young. She was accused of fan of the playground baiting and eventually ended her
But
time
here's
there
the
on
thing. Now that, honestly, because we were talking about the whole young look and stuff like that, but that's probably one of the most common things ever. Like people like, it's so, I mean, what's the term? Sorry, I'm like trying to find a way to like explain it. So like spawn camping. There's spawn camping. Like the amount of people that wait for someone to hit 18 is crazy to me. Now, granted, it is like once you hit that 18, like the 18 mark, you're legal. But like, oh my God, like the hunger for like that fresh 18-year-old. You're just like, yeah, baby, give me that. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. It is ridiculous. And what people will do to just get that like 18 look again is like crazy. Sometimes younger. Sometimes they want to look 16 or 17. Again, we live in a crazy time.
this
Well, to be
planet
honest, it's
back
probably
in
always been like that.
2023. Sorry
We
for
just live on the internet where
euphemisms.
everything is
YouTube
in
a
front of
pain
our
in the
face now.
butt. So all of this, both online and offline, has been around for a very long
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
Where there is an audience, there will always be people to service it. But now, with advancements in AI and other technology, we are entering some very awful territory. While I was
It's brand
looking
new
into this, there was
territory.
a part of me that thought
It kind of
that
reminds me
maybe
of back when the internet was just coming out. Like, you know, it's like the Wild Wild West. You never know, like, so much new stuff is coming out, new things. There's no laws on like this, like on this stuff yet. So, or people haven't like seen it enough where we're like, okay, this is cool, or oh, this isn't. So like, if you go on the internet right now, God forbid you go on like a social media or like Twitter. If you don't have a Twitter, good. If you do, follow me. See, was that a good like transaction? Is that a good transaction? Nailed it. No, but seriously though, like, it's just nothing but like AI talk this and art AI stuff here. It's ridiculous. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do not like, I don't like when people profit off of AI art. If you use it for tools and stuff like that, sure, I do. Or I did when I was making like the model and stuff that I brought up. But like, that's what it's supposed to be from my understanding. It was supposed to be tools, but you know, people always gotta push that limit. And, you know, it's, we will live in a time eventually where the AI stuff's just going to get better and better, and eventually will intertwine even more with like regular life. It's kind of just how it is. People may not want to hear that, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Just look at how much has changed within the next year. People can fight with it, but like, I've used the example like before. Way back in the day when we had like factories and there had so many people, like, you know how like we have machines now to like pack things and to like, you know, I'm trying to think of one specifically. All right, great example. So we had a machine back when I used to work at my old job, which is for like a pails and lid like company, that would like do the lid, pack it, boom, boom, and you have like your like pail. Well, before, back in the day, people used to do that. But of course, you know, as we started getting more and more developed and stuff like that, we started making the machines that could do it. So we have less people. So, and you would be killing off jobs there. But at the same time, though, it's just going to happen. It's just going to fucking happen. So there's a lot of things that what I want is like, it's inevitable that it's coming, but just to be able to have, I like to say certain do's and don'ts. I like to say, is that wrong to say? I feel like do's and don'ts, like AKA like don't copy my image and my voice and stuff like that to say racist stuff. You know, like I feel like I'm not asking for a lot for that, right? I feel like I'm not asking a lot for that. You'd be like, boom, because I heard that is a thing. You can do that. It's crazy to me that is actually a possible thing. Yeah, just like some rules with some of that stuff. Like, for instance, she brought it up earlier where like there is one where it's like you can't copy a person. That's good. That's good, especially without them saying yes. Like if they say cool, awesome, whatever, it doesn't matter. I mean, we even have like our Tangia that copies my voice. And it says wild things. It doesn't say any slurs or anything, thank God. However, yeah, it's just like one of those things where like we got to have a little bit of like, you know, do's and don'ts, I like to say. I don't really actually like a lot of rules. I don't like a lot of rules and laws and stuff like that. But at the same time, there are certain limits where I'm like, hey, I mean, clearly I like some of them. Like, hey, don't kill somebody. It's like, yeah, that'd be nice to not get stabbed in the street. So it's stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's not a hot take or anything.
Involved in this and using their content to basically capitalize on this fetish for people who have Down syndrome. But now I am more
still
or less
blows me
convinced
mind.
that this is
Still
a
blows
group
my
of
mind that that's a
people or
fetish.
Groups of people making fake women to extort money out of other people who are probably more than likely men. And here's why I say that. These
I can see that.
accounts, these profiles, personas, all exist in what I can only describe as clusters. There will be these groupings of similar accounts, usually with some sort of similar name, and all the same stolen content, feeding back to either Telegram or, like I've mentioned, money-raising platforms and spicy platforms like FanView.
I told you guys my stance on the whole like OnlyFans and stuff like that, right? Like, you know, you do what you want. I'm down with that. I have a lot of friends that are like in it and they do fantastic. But my big thing is like this, is don't be lazy. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to steal this. Don't make your own stuff. I mean, like, I'm going to use my friend Bex as like an example. So like, she does a fantastic job. You should go and check her out if you're on Fansly. She does like a bunch of stuff. She has cool like events. She does like, it's kind of like streaming, like where like you have things that you're doing consistently. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's your own stuff. It's your own stuff. And I'm like, that's awesome. However, one thing I see on not only in stuff like this, but also in general, just like streaming and on social medias and stuff, is that people can't make their own stuff. They're not creative. They're not creative. They don't be making their own shit. They don't be making their own shit. They got to make it off of a trend that they thought, or that they saw, or they're like, hey, I can't do that, but I'm going to try to find a way to make it so I can yoink your shit. And they won't say nothing. It's just like, it's terrible. It's scummy behavior. That's like if I stole $20 from you and was like, yeah, I made this $20. It's like, yeah, I made it because I stole it from you. It's terrible.
Fun fact, FanView actually allows for AI generated content if it is marked as such, which is terrible. When these accounts get banned, particularly on Instagram, they pop right back up with a new handle and new information. Two of
It's
the
crazy to
biggest
see.
accounts that you've probably seen floating around are called Maria Dopari and Truly Special Girl.
That is crazy. That is so fucking crazy. I was gonna bring this up earlier, but like YouTube has been having that problem a lot too. They'll have like channels that are just specifically made. Okay, so I specifically remember, because I do like South Park stuff and a few other channels. And I remember there was a couple of channels popping up that was all AI generated stuff. I didn't even know. I was like, that's crazy. Now, at the end of the day, if it's good content, it's fucking good fucking content, especially if you put a little oomph inside of it. But apparently that's a new thing that's also happening for YouTube. So it's going everywhere. It's crazy. It's crazy. Imagine just having an AI make a video essay for you. Like boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. It's crazy to me. Like I said, we live in the future now.
Both accounts have been deleted from Instagram, but keep coming back.
But there's no
like
heart in there. There's no
As
soul.
the article I referenced earlier pointed out, after its deletion, the Maria Dopari account followed several other similar accounts with similar names that all posted the same stolen content, but with slightly different Down syndrome faces on the stolen videos. I was able to find the
It's like a face filter. You know, like the Snapchat ones? You're just like, okay, we're going to use a different one now. Wait, okay, hold on. I have a question then. And this is like a legitimate, like, actually, like, medical question. But, like, aren't most Down syndrome have, like, the very similar face? Where it's almost, like, identical? Like, that, I don't know. I'm kind of just asking. Because when she says multiple faces, I'm like, isn't it, like, all very similar? Like, it actually blows me. Okay, Down syndrome's an interesting syndrome. It's one of those things where I look and I'm like, you literally different races, different kind of people from all around the world, and they all still look the same. It is crazy to me. Like, that's how the body works. I'm like, how's that even a thing? Because, you know, we have so many different people out there and we all look different, but it's like everyone looks the same, or at least close. And I'm just like, wow, it's crazy to me. Maria
Dopari X account and saw exactly this in action. These videos are supposed to be the same woman, but as you can see,
no, Ace, I like to learn. If people get offended for certain things, I'm like, fuck them. Listen, I like to learn. If you're scared to learn, get the fuck out of here.
5 accounts all posting the same AI altered content. So
interesting.
It is diabolical to create a fake Down syndrome woman and then name her account Truly Special Girl. I'm not gonna lie,
because people ain't got no filter no more. They have no filter, and don't get me wrong, like, I like when people speak their mind and stuff, but sometimes, and when I mean sometimes, I mean often, a lot of people don't got a mind no more. They ain't got 2 brain cells to rub. So when they talk, and it's just like a whole bunch of bullshit. It's a whole bunch of bullshit. It's that NPC mentality. Just nothing's going on in there. They just find something that they kind of latch on from a person that has 2 or more brain cells, and they stick with that. That's how fucking politics are made. It's crazy, actually.
This is some some bold stuff. Like, between the profile names and the psycho on the nose captions, whoever is doing this is going to hell. Stuff like this.
Oh yeah, but they don't
kind of
give a fuck.
makes me
They don't
lose
care.
faith in humanity. Once again, during my
Sometimes
travels on
I feel the same
internet,
way, girl.
I found this same theme and this same pattern over and over and over again. One of the new clusters that has popped up recently is this persona called Liliana, and it's still quite small, so we'll see how this goes. This one, to me, is especially weird because the videos posted go from pretty normal TikTok dancing lady content to abruptly turning into AI-generated Down syndrome face. Like, this one video shows a normal lady, and then the very next video is the AI-generated Down syndrome feature.
It's like a switch. You're like, you know, I'm just gonna like go Down syndrome right now. You're like, let's see how many clicks that I can do. It's not supposed to be like trying out a new like piece of content for YouTube. It's like, no, it's like that's it's like a whole different thing. What is it? Was it a disease? Did you say it's a disease, right? I know it's Down syndrome, but like a disease, right? Is that how you, no. It's what'd you categorize that? Disorder. There it is. Thank you. Sorry, if anyone doesn't know, just a little heads up. Like I said, we've been streaming for 8 days straight. So final day of our marathon, just saying. So bear with me if I'm a little scattered.
And it's like they're not even trying to hide it.
A disorder,
It's also
duh.
worth noting that I'm pretty sure
I'm thinking about it now. I'm like,
disorder
yeah,
isn't
duh,
real either,
disorder.
So do with that what you will. Alarmingly, it's actually getting kind of hard to tell what is AI face and what is just someone filtering themselves into oblivion. Thankfully, you guys never have to worry about that with me. I'm ugly on purpose. A friend.
I'm right there with you, girl. I'm right there with you. Listen. We have this thing in the VTuber land where everyone's a 35-year-old balding man with a voice changer. And let me tell you, I'm planning on sticking that way. Listen, I don't know what these losers are watching, but they know what they signed up for.
Okay, but seriously, I really like how whoever created this account decided that this woman would develop a serious chromosomal condition overnight. Yeah,
Exactly. See, I was just thinking, it's just like, again, go to YouTube and like, let's just say you tried a different little bit of content and you're like, okay, well, either I liked it or it didn't work out very well, but you want to try something different. That's one thing. And I know the content creators, but that's a whole different kind of content that doesn't exist and probably will never will. I don't think that's how that disorder works. I don't think you can just put it on a flip of a switch and be like, yeah. Today I'm gonna have it, and tomorrow I'll be alright. I'll be fine.
The Rihanna persona went ahead and made another account that is exclusively videos with the Down syndrome features, and all of these videos have gotten infinitely more views. Like the others, both profiles link back to an Instagram.
What people will do just to get some clicks. What people will do just to get some fucking clicks. One reason why I love streaming and one reason why I love doing this every single day is like hard work will pay off. You know, working on your craft, your skills, etc. Like that will get you to where you fucking want. I don't care what anybody fucking says. If my dumbass can do this, anybody can do this. But I bring that shit up is because, like, again, we were talking about it earlier. What people will do to try to get into a spot where, like, hey, I'm noticed, or hey, I'm getting paid for this. At what cost? At what cost? That's kind of my thing. Like, if you do it genuinely, you do it the way that you want to, that's like not kind of a piece of shit scummy way, then great. But if you're trying to do it like this, I'm just like, at what cost? But I think that's where there's a disconnect nowadays because people don't care. When once we used to kind of have like a filter, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be that much of a piece of shit. Now there's more people doing it. Exactly. It's like, what is your worth right now? About $3.50. I seen a fucking TikTok like that where someone was talking about like an OnlyFans thing and they're like, he's like, well, you know, I wouldn't want to date a girlfriend for this. He's like, well, what is your worth? About $5 per person. And she had like the biggest mouth drop ever. I was dying.
It has the aforementioned Down syndrome
people say the most off the wall thing and I love it.
These videos feature completely different women with very explicit captions. Interestingly, this Liliana situation doesn't link anywhere further just yet, so I'm not super sure what the play is, but there will be a play. let me assure you. So more of the reasons why I don't think this is individual women doing this and is instead the act of scammers and spammers and whatnot has
Definitely
to do with
scammers.
Telegram, which is notoriously used by scammers. And this goes
I've
for
never
the
used
scammers
this
who
app.
get in my comments and message those
I've
of you
heard
who
that because it's Telegram, right? Is that what she was like? I heard Telegram is where, again, I mean, we were talking about like the whole kid stuff. I heard that's where people goes to try to go and talk to younger kids. Because like, I don't think it's monitored. Is that right? Again, I don't know nothing about it, so I might just be talking out and like out of my ass. So, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think that's where some people go, and I think that's crazy to me. Crazy to me.
then message me asking me if I told you to go to Telegram. No, I didn't.
All right, Telegram is? All right, perfect. Why is Telegram a banned word?
They are not paid.
Wait, Mods, can
I
you
would
fix
never
that?
do that
What
to
is that
you.
about?
I try to sell you weird merchandise and tea.
Stream elements?
That's
Hello?
what I try to do, and I don't try to get random money from you on silly apps. So we have
Good.
Telegram, which
I like
is
that though.
notoriously used by
See,
scammers.
I am definitely gonna sub to you. Listen, I like when people my big thing when it comes to like, I guess if you're gonna be selling stuff and everything is like whatever it is, your sponsor, whatever, like I hope that you like it. I hope that you were like, for instance, like we do run we run our family like HVAC like business and stuff like that, and our big motto is we'll only sell you things that you need. Because I've seen companies that like literally will just be like, hey, take this. They will never use it. They hate that shit. And I don't really like it. It's just a scummy practice. It's a scummy practice, and it works, but again, at what cost? At what cost? Do I lose money, or would I like get a lot more if I like was like, hey, we're gonna go and sponsor this, even if it's a piece of shit? It's like probably, but like I think I'd lose the love of this because I feel like I'm just like fucking, I'm shitting on the community that loves me, you know, and loves what we're about. So I don't know.
But then you also have the fact that
Different
when these
people, I
accounts
guess.
get deleted and they come back up, they usually have new information.
Brought
about
to you by
the
Raid
woman
Shadow
that they're
Legends.
supposed to
Hey,
be
listen, I
representing.
said this earlier too, though. People do take sponsors and stuff that they need to help out with, like, you know, their like normal day living and stuff like that. So if you want, like, okay, support my friends, because there's a lot of people that do this for full time and everything. And like, if you want, and if they're doing one, support them, watch them, you know, whatever they need right there. If you like their content, then support them in any way that you possibly can. My big thing is, and I guess what I meant to say, and I probably should have cleaned this up a little bit, was that like, if you're selling me shit that's actual shit, you know? Like, I may not like something like where I'm like, oh, well, I'm not a big fan of this or this game or anything else. But at the end of the day, it is still a game. It's a game. It's a full game. They're not trying to take your money to an extent. So it's like stuff where it's like, hey, I'm going to sell you this new energy drink that's not actually real. I'm going to steal your money. Or this coal, or like this Bitcoin, you know, apparently, because that's still a thing. That's still a thing.
The name will change, the age will change, the location will change. Basically, all of the characteristics that a real person would probably want to maintain about their profile are gone. For example, the Maria Dopari account recently got smacked down by Instagram, but has since popped back up under the new name Maria Vez. The new Maria Vez persona has two new Instagram accounts, which have conflicting ages, one saying that this creator is 21, while the other says 23. When I looked into the profiles further, I found that these accounts are all made within the last month and are based in France. They've also changed the account's handle several times, which is abnormal for accounts that are only a month old. They also all link back to the same fan view, well, the original fan view, I should say, and the original Telegram account. I don't want to get too in the weeds on the Maria Dopari situation because
I will say, I think that, remember how I was telling you about like the YouTube thing I was telling you about with like the South Park one? If I remember correctly, sorry, I'm like joking on like my saliva or something. But if I remember correctly, like that account was also had like other shows, right? I think maybe like a Family Guy one or like a Simpson one and stuff. And it all led over to this one place in India. And there's one place in India, and I'm just like, and that's what they'll do. They'll just throw out the same kind of AI content, just like wherever. And then it's just like, and you know, pretty much fishing with like shitty bait, more or less. Shitty bait. I like that. So fishing with shitty bait.
told, it is a bit of a rabbit hole, and I found some
A
really weird
classic
stuff.
true.
But looking into that account actually led me to finding the woman whose content is being stolen and used in this way. And yes, I reached out to her, and no, as I'm filming this video, she has not gotten back to me.
No.
But the whole thing there is...
I am glad, though, that there are people that would be like, hey, I want you to know that I see this, and is this you? Because there was a person, I think, that took that like had an account like you know, my picture and everything, and they were trying to, you know, profit off that, and I was like, no. But somebody let me know inside the community, which, by the way, thank you. But like, if shit like that happens, like, let me know. I would be forever grateful. Because, like, here's the thing. You can have, like, a clip channel of me. There is actually one. So, thank you for that. I appreciate it. I think it's cool when people like the content enough with that. But, like, it's kind of one of those things where, like, if you are going to try to profit off of someone's name and stuff like that, make sure that they're cool with it. You know? Like, make sure that they're cool with it. Like, if somebody makes, like, a clip channel of me, or, like, or they're doing something with, like, my stuff that I had and they want to use that there, honestly, I don't care. You know, put it out there. I mean, people get to see our name more. That's awesome. But like, it's one thing for that, but another thing for if they're trying to put my name on something that I don't really consent to, such as like adult content, or if they're trying to make like my AI self say or do something that I don't approve of. Like, that is where I'm like, I draw the line. But like, when it comes to like other, like, I know not everyone's like this, but like if people make like clip stuff or they want to do stuff like that, I don't care. Like, that's cool. I'm pretty lax with a lot of my stuff. It's just that specifically where it's like, hey, make sure to check with somebody.
Confusing, and if she does reply, and I can.
And don't be trying to scam nobody. Because I think the other account that was like, that had my name, they were trying to scam people with something. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. It was like a Discord thing. But point I'm trying to make is like, if you see stuff like that, just let me know. And let anyone know. If you see something like from your favorite creator or someone that you're like, hey, is that you? Because like we don't know sometimes. A lot of times it's like under like the radar. You know, it's under the radar.
Actually had to ask my lovely thumbnail man, Giancarlo, if he wouldn't mind writing me a note in Spanish for her. And when I reached out to him, I was like,
oh, and also Fisherman, thank you so much for that 39 months. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
His response was basically just, I am so used to this from you, I'm not even gonna ask. He's a wonderful, tolerant human, so if you guys ever need any design work done, I'll link his website in the description because he's a good boy. Anyway.
I like, okay, just a little off topic, but I like when creators like, you know, shout out like different artists or different other creators, especially like if you like somebody, like say it with your chest, because maybe either maybe I'm looking for work, or maybe just in general I'm looking for someone that like makes content that like I'm like for YouTube. You know how many brand new people that I see almost every other day. I'm like, oh my god, I wish I would have found you years ago, because this kind of content is for me. So like, listen, shout out your homies. I try to every day, anytime that I'm streaming.
Another component here is that the profiles don't use the same people in the photos and videos. It's different women who are either real or who are fully AI generated. Like,
just blows my mind that you can make a full character from AI. Crazy.
Instagram has since been deleted, but I found its threads and fan view accounts. Videos and images like this, I think, are fully AI generated, but as you can see, this is just a...
Would you be down for a quick picnic snack at the park? Y'all wild for this. Listen. You can't be that horny, right? Chat, you can't be that horny, right? Don't answer that question. Don't answer that question.
Content from a bunch of different women. All of them are sexualized.
Wait. Hold on.
Like they have Down syndrome.
Wait. What did that last one just say? Hold on. Would you be down on me knowing that oh, god damn it. Get down. I don't know how to read, apparently. Okay, this is the shitty part, though. Is that, like, they are deliberately putting it out there because they're like, hey, they're so much of a basic bitch that they're like, hey, I know that this one specific thing is selling. So, like, they're not creative. They're not nothing. They're like, hey, by the way, I have Down syndrome. It's almost like... It's like in a movie where, like, fucking chicken jockey. It's like you clearly know you're waiting for that part, and it's like it's coming. And it's like, hey, let me emphasize this. Like, oh, y'all know it's coming. It's just like, oh my god. It's like we get it. There's no
from a
fucking
bunch of
creativity.
different women.
There's none.
All of them are
Now, the chicken jockey
sexualized,
has
and
some
all of them are
creativity,
made to look like
but
they
everyone's
have
waiting
Down
for it.
syndrome. Now, this might be a stretch, but I find it really
It's like two on the
interesting
nose,
that
more or less.
Maria
It's like two on the
Dopari's new
nose.
accounts are called Maria Vez,
It's a chicken
which feature
jockey.
a double Z. And the Clara account also spells its last name Valdez with a double Z. So
Exactly.
it's
Same
pretty
person,
obvious
just
why this
literally
specific
trying to
issue
fish anywhere that they possibly can. The algorithm. Algorithm's crazy. Algorithm's crazy. So it's kind of one of those things where they'll be like making the same thing and just throwing it all out there. And it's so shitty. It's like you're being a shithead 4 or 5 fucking times. It's like 5 times the fucking shithead. You're just eating shit all fucking day. You know, you didn't mean it in this way, but a VTuber saying, I can't believe you can make a full character out of AI. Okay, that's a whole different thing. That's a whole different thing. That's a whole different thing, silly.
Is in fact an issue. And honestly, I think it opens the door to a bunch of different conversations. One being how people, like me to begin with, assumed that this is women making this kind of content and doing these things for clicks.
Oh, it's a lot of guys.
Isn't. But the more obvious conversations revolve around why AI is being used in this way, the victims who are having their content stolen and used like this, and how disabilities are being sexualized like this, because apparently there's a market for it. It is worth noting that on social media, there are several
Here's the thing. It's just, again, you can like what you like, Chad, and, you know, I ain't gonna judge you. I may look at you like, you know, little like this, but hey, if you want to fuck like that, you fuck like that. Don't matter to me. Listen, what you do behind closed doors, it is what it is. But like what I'm seeing when it comes to like stealing someone's image, just like adding it as if it's like a face filter, that's where I'm like, no. So if someone that does have Down syndrome actually is doing this, then go for it. I don't give a fuck. Do it. Make that money, baby. But it's just like people just stealing shit and be like, yeah, that's mine. It's the laziest form of content. It goes back to literally just what we were saying earlier about just regular content. Just regular content. I hate when people steal other people's work because they're so like not creative that they can't make their own shit. They're that much of a basic bitch and that lazy that they can't just make their own work. It is really sad that is how some people are. They want that easy. So many people look for that easy route. They go for that easy route, and they can't even do it right.
People who are just happy to see them succeed and live their lives. But that's obviously not remotely what we're seeing right now.
Right.
And this AI-generated stuff in this context is extremely sinister. To be clear here, we are not talking about people exploring their quirks in some consensual way. We're talking about scammers and creeps using AI to exploit real women by stealing their content, slapping hypersexualized, fetishized faces on those women, and then profiting from it on platforms like FanView and Patreon. And even
I will say though, she got a booty. I'm not a goon or anything, but like, you know, you gotta appreciate with what you see. I'm sorry, I feel like I had to say that for a minute. I was just like, God damn.
Targeting vulnerable communities, people with disabilities and other things who already face enough stigma without being turned into some gross fantasy for profit. The reality is that AI is getting better every day, and I think with that comes a degree of responsibility.
Oh, I saw someone inside chat. What I mean by like the laziness though is that these people are stealing it from fucking people. Now, if you make that body, listen, I know people that work out and they're like, well, you don't even have to work out. Like you can kind of just like there are people that literally, like I said earlier with my friend Bex, like she does a fantastic job with like how she does things. She showed me it because I was just curious. I like to ask questions. I am very curious about the internet. And she showed me like she has like a schedule and a plan and like plan events and like how she does things. I'm like, damn, that's pretty good actually. Like that's like a whole like stream thing. As a whole fucking stream thing, it has like it's all bells and whistles, and that's awesome. So I guess my laziness thing is more like a lot of people feel like they need to get that easy route. They're like, well, I don't want to work, and I also don't want to like get in shape myself, or I don't want to do anything that involves me, so I'm gonna steal someone else's hard work and put it out there and make money. That's like the shitty part. I hate that. It's just like there is no easy train here in life. Shit sucks, but at the same time, the hard work definitely pays off. It does. And then at the end of the day, when someone's like, oh, well, you got this and this is the only reason why you're here. Well, then you can be like, well, I earned this shit. Me. I made this shit brick by brick. Like, you know, if anyone ever talks shit about like what we do, which they don't, but if they did, I'd be like, well, we started from square one of not knowing and worked real hard for this, try to do different things. And, you know, it's just these things where it's like, you can clearly tell where it's slop, literal slop. You can tell when someone just like, oh, I'm just going to fucking throw it there. It's like almost like they didn't brush their hair this morning. They look like shit, haven't showered in like a week and shit like that. That's kind of what I mean.
Maybe that's the entire degree. But instead, we've got people out here creating personas like Maria Dopari and Truly Special Girl, and using, once again, stolen content to make a profit while exploiting vulnerable communities and in a way almost mocking them. Ultimately, I am of the opinion that AI can and will be a great tool when used responsibly in the correct contexts. And an offshoot
I agree.
like this, for example,
and that's my thing, is that like when it comes to all of this, AI is a tool. And I do think it has lots of potential when it comes to like, again, like for me, when I was starting the model, just like I said earlier, like you can type in stuff to be like, hey, I like this outfit. So you try to find ways to be like, maybe I want something like this, or maybe something like this. And eventually you might be able to build something there. But it's what people do to be able to get the easy route of stuff. People always want that easy peasy card, you know? They want it to be like, hey, I want to be able to get that free ride. I want that free ride. I am I'm sorry, I've been streaming for 8 days straight, forgive me. I'm a firm believer of there is no free rides. There is no free rides. And if you do get something like that, you a lucky bitch. Because here's the thing, most of us, we be struggling out here. But at the same time, it is a possible way to get in, you know, it is possible in life to actually be able to make and do your own thing and actually be successful. You just got to put the, you know, you got to put the work in. You got to put the work in. So it's stuff like that where like, that's where it pisses me off, is the laziness.
Has a lot of very destructive capabilities for individuals and society.
But yeah, AI is getting a bad name because of what people actually, AI is getting a bad name because of that, because of what people are using to abuse it. But that's like the equivalent of, and this is how I feel with it, with like, we live in a time where like the very outspoken people that like, you know, whether it's politics or like gender stuff or whatever, like people get real pissy about that. And like, I can see why sometimes people get fucking pissed off, because a lot of times there's a very strong minority of people in every group, by the way. Let me just make sure that we're clear here. In every group that yell and scream and they're just too messy. Whether it's politics, left, right, don't give a fuck. I fucking hate politics. They're fucking annoying. It's like they don't go nowhere because there's always the loudest person from one end or the other is screaming, making no fucking sense, and trying to push beliefs on fucking people that they have no right to. They have no right to. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, you live your life the way that you want to. That's awesome. That is what I want from like people. I want people to be like, hey, the way you live is way different than I do, but I'm cool with that. I don't want you to change. I don't want you to change. I think you're great the way you are, unless you're like killing people or something. Like, I think you're great the way you are, but I also wouldn't want you to change the way that I am. Like, again, you can tell me stuff. You can tell me about like things you believe in and other stuff, and that's great. But like, if I'm like, oh, well, that's not really my thing. But like, once people get angry and they're like, well, fuck you then. That's when I'm like, all right. That's where the simple-mindedness comes from, and I hate it. But it's so common nowadays. It's so fucking common.
Really hard time
lazy because they can't think of for like themselves.
AI faces, and even I have to admit, in this case, a lot of these
also, thanks for the subs on YouTube. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
That in itself is a pretty alarming thing to consider, that we are having a hard time deciphering what's real and what's AI.
That's crazy still to me.
As long as we have AI and this type of,
you could be watching a video and you're like, that's a real person. It's like, no, it's not.
I do not see this issue going away or lessening anytime soon.
It won't. It's just going to get worse.
I do actually foresee this issue getting worse as time progresses.
Not pre-watched.
Especially as AI gets more sophisticated and people have a harder and harder time distinguishing real from fake. Now, on that very happy and
I
pleasant
agree.
note, and before I open the floor to all of you, this is just a reminder, check out PDS Debt using the link in the description. Or
Interesting.
QR code
No, but I
on
like
the
this video.
screen.
This was
If
good.
this is something that
I've
you
never
have
seen her
issue with,
before.
it's worth checking out and getting
Switch
your
actually
free
recommended me to her,
assessment. Now,
so
I open
very
the floor
cool.
to all of you, what do you all think? I am very curious to hear your thoughts on this one. Are you on my side of this issue where you think this is creepy and wrong for a multitude of reasons? Are you on the other side of this issue where you just don't really see this as that big of a deal?
I would be surprised if there's a lot of people that don't really think it's a big deal. And I think what really sells the point of not being a big deal is like A, the fact that it's stolen, and B, the fact that you're faking like a mental illness or a disorder, not a mental illness. This one's a disorder. Sorry. Well, actually, I don't like when people fake mental illnesses too. We've had people in the past that like faked that they had like Tourette's or something. If I remember correctly, there's that one girl. But like some people do that shit, and I'm just like, where are your morals? Like it just doesn't make sense. You're trying to profit off of something that people struggle off of, you know? I hate it. Or like I saw this video a long time ago. Again, I'm new to Twitch. Apparently this was a thing that happened a long time ago, but that person that was pretending to be paralyzed and is not. I'm like, you know how many friends I've lost? Like, you know how many friends that I had when I was that have gotten paralyzed from whether it's like an IED or like, you know, something happened on like the field, like, and you're trying to pretend to be that, like, that's bullshit. It's bullshit. To what? Get sympathy? And that's a lot of times like what it is, to get sympathy. Give them that story where it's like, oh, I overcame this. It's like you never even had it in the first place. You never had it in the fucking first place.
The natural progression of AI. This is a way of creating this kind of content without really hurting anybody. I disagree with that personally, but do you potentially think that? Do you think that it's predatory to do this to people who have disabilities? Do you think it's weird to be stealing people's content and putting
100%.
someone else's face on top of it? Do you think
it's
this
just
is
strange?
normal? Do you think it's
weird?
abnormal? Do you think it's setting us down a road that is going to get worse over time? Or do you think that this
Oh
will
yeah, I did see that. He
eventually peter out
said,
and
guys,
go
suddenly it was a
away?
miracle.
What do you generally
Can you
make of
believe
this
that?
issue
But here's the
overall?
thing. They say that shit thinking that you're going to believe it. And I'm like, how dumb do you think this audience is? I mean, don't get me wrong. I met some dumb ass fucking people, but like, that's where I feel like sometimes some people get like, as a content creator, I feel like you should be treating people like people. You know, people are smart. People watch, you know, streams and content and stuff always. So like, you know, like, yes, are there people that are fucking idiots? Absolutely. However, you know, treat them like functioning adults. Like most of the people in here are all 35-year-old balding men with voice changers. Isn't that right, Chad? No, but like, you know, people are established here. They have families. So it's like, you know, treating people like they're just like literal fucking rocks is just terrible.
As always, if you have made it this far in the video, congratulations. I always like having you along for the full ride. If you are new here and you are not subscribed already and you would like to see more of me and more of this kind of content, feel free to subscribe to the channel as well as leaving this video a like and a comment because I do read the majority of them and I like hearing your feedback. Of course, I hope you wonderful, pretty people stay safe and well and make good choices, and I will see your beautiful little squidgy faces in the next video.
Listen, Switch, this was a good one. I like her. I've never seen her before. I like this video. Well, yeah, my stance on it is like, don't be a scumbag. I feel like that's a pretty simple one. That's a pretty simple one. Don't be a fucking scumbag. Because stuff like this is, I don't know. Hold on one second. I'm posting the video right now. With the 1 V in there. The 2 Vs. Check out the video, like, comment, subscribe, listen, show some love. This was actually a really good one. It's shitty because, again, it's not them. It's not them, or they're trying to profit off of something where someone is already suffering. Because another thing that people don't even realize too is like the people, you have a disorder, a mental illness, something like, remember, there's also a lot of times where there's a lot of family members that are taking care of these people. So you're literally like, more or less, you're trying to benefit off of a issue and not even have to deal with the quote consequences, such as like having to, they have no idea, like, you know, people watch like I guess more or less I'm trying to say is like the problems that come with, again, like having Down syndrome, or like if you had a mental illness and you're trying to make money off of it. So literally trying to profit from the good and just forget about all of the bad. And it's just shitty, you know? I hate that. It's just very scummy. It's just very scummy. But like overall, really good video. I like her. I'm gonna have to watch more.